the Honorable Frimpong Addo, who's a member of Parliament, Chairman of the National Planning Committee for the Farmers' Day, is here. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Also, Dr. Lawrence Amoah, Director, Inland Fisheries Commission. Good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning.
So we've come a very long way. This is the 37th edition. I was born during that era that they said there was hunger. So I'm very familiar with this one. But then you're only giving away a pair of Wellington boots and a radio for the best farmer, as well as a cutlass. These days, we're given way more than that. So we've certainly come a long way. But tell us about the key players or stakeholders in the National Farmers' Day celebration.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, let me greet my chief director here, fisheries. He's representing my colleague. He's a co-chair of the planning committee.
Okay.
It's a joint ministerial program.
Okay.
That's MOFAD and then fisheries ministries, because together we give definition to what we call food systems. You know, so you asked of the key stakeholders. In fact, the number one key stakeholder group is the farmers group.
Okay.
Without them, there wouldn't be any Farmers' Day. So they are the first. And then we come to the ministries, the two ministries, and we come to
which is the Fisheries Ministry and the Food and Agriculture Ministry.
That's right. Then we look at Minister of Finance, the Minister of Trade. All these people have something to do with agriculture. Because when it comes to marketing of whatever we produce, it is trade. Cocoa Board is a key stakeholder. Then we come to the financial institutions. We have ADB, we have Stanbic, we have Exim Bank, we have and several other of the financial institutions who support us. Then our suppliers, fertilizer suppliers, seed inputs, all those. There are several of them who make up the major stakeholders in Farmers' Day celebration, not forgetting about our traditional rulers, because there's no way we can organize any Farmers' Day without the inputs of our traditional. They are very much involved. Yeah.
So what's the theme for this year's celebration?
This year's,
and where will the destination be in terms of where we will be celebrating it?
Well, the venue is the Central Region, Cape Coast to be specific, at the Saddle Park.
Okay.
That is where the action is going to be.
Were we in like Bono areas last year? Where were we?
Bono East.
Bono East.
Bono East, that's right, Techiman.
Okay.
And we moved to the Central Region strategically, because it's a hybrid region, the forests and then the sea. You know, so we are going to celebrate the fisherfolk and the farmers, and you cannot have any better place than Cape Coast. You know, because Central Region has a large forest section and a wide sea coast. So we chose Central Region, and strategically it's good for us. So the theme for this year's celebration is planting for food and jobs. You know, that's the STAR program. Consolidating food systems in Ghana.
Okay.
It's so simple. We need to consolidate whatever gains we've made over the years, and the food system represents both fish, the fisheries, and then the food that we're going to provide, the livestock, meat, you know, the protein content of our foods, and putting this together, how from the farm gate or from the sea to the table. That is the food system. I mean, how are we managing these ones? So if we are going to consolidate the food systems in Ghana, already we've made some gains, both fisheries and in the food subsector. So how are we going to consolidate these things? So that is the theme. And after this event, how are we going to actualize, consolidating whatever gains we've made, so that the food systems will be complete? And it's also in consonance with the World Food Program. That the theme for the World Food Program was about food systems.
Okay.
Everywhere we are talking about food systems. So Ghana, we too, because of what we've gained over the years, we think we should consolidate it and make it more solid.
So even as you talk about food systems, shall we also look at food security? How does the situation look like in Ghana today?
Yeah, in fact, I was giggling when you mentioned that around the time that we instituted this Farmers' Day celebration in 1985. That was the time that you came into this world, and those of us who were a bit older, we witnessed something in 1983. In fact, since that time, Ghana has not witnessed any such thing, because it was terribly terrible. I mean, people queuing to buy raw kinky, the dough, to go and cook it yourself and that kind of. You have to wake up early in the morning, or let's say around 3 a.m. to go and queue to get just one to go and feed your family. I mean, that was the time. And since that time, we've not had any situation of food insecurity in this country. We've been very consistent with at least feeding ourselves. Well, on a few occasions, of course, we need to import to supplement what we produce here. But the climax of this food security thing began with the introduction of this Planting for Food and Jobs program. I mean, we've done so well since that time. You see, Ghana, if you look at our farmer population, the greater percentage of our farmers are smallholder farmers, 1 acre, half acre, 2 acres. But what was lacking was the inputs that will make them efficient, their work very efficient. So the whole idea of the Planting for Food and Jobs is just these farmers that we are talking about, 70-80% of our farmers being in that bracket. All they needed was improved seeds, not the one that will hang on the ceiling of the kitchen so that the next year they will use it to plant. You know, those ones were not very efficient. We were not getting much yields. So when we introduced the Planting for Food and Jobs and the fact of improved seeds, we ensured that we supply the farmers with improved seeds, high-yielding improved seeds. Then we looked at fertilizers. Most of our lands, especially not in our northern sector of this country, the lands have lost their fertility, and therefore they always need fertilizers. So it also became a major component of it. And the third leg of it is the extension officers. In 2017, if we give you the statistics of extension officers that were left in this country, you wonder how we were able to even feed ourselves over the years. So the ministry consciously employed over 2,700 extension officers, because whatever new thing that you want to introduce into farming, if you don't have these extension officers who will go the interface with the farmers, I mean, one-on-one to teach them how to use these new mechanisms in farming, you might as well throw this thing into the sea. So all these combined to give us good harvest 2017, in spite of even the fall army webs in 2017. We did well. 2018 was good. 2019 was very good. Then 2020, some droughts came to cause some confusion.
There was also the issue of fertilizers.
The fertilizers came. The issue of fertilizers was this year.
Availability.
Yeah, it's this year that we experienced that thing. So that's why I started from 2017 to 2020.
Sure.
The shortage came in 2021, and for obvious reasons that we all know, because of COVID, a lot of companies, we don't produce this organic fertilizer. We don't produce them here. We import them, and because of COVID, a lot of countries that were producing this thing did not produce. So it became a demand and supply issue. There was so much pressure on the little that these companies produce worldwide. So Ghana, we small country like this, competing with the big giants, it became a big problem. And also because of COVID, revenue became a serious issue in Ghana. So government revenue also became endangered, and therefore we could not meet some obligations with our suppliers. All these things combined, and then some droughts. The first half of this year especially was bad. The rains did not come well. But The graciousness of God, the second half of this year, He's giving us everything that we need to.
So we have enough food.
There is going to be, because there was a delay in planting, and therefore there will be delay in harvesting. At this time, some are beginning to harvest. Some harvested some weeks back. Some are beginning to harvest. Others will also harvest in maybe December.
Okay.
So at least we are going to, next year, we God willing, we aren't going to experience what we went through this year. I mean,
and the fertilizer issues, have we resolved them all?
You cannot resolve everything, because the market out there is still not stable. It's still not stable, and prices have shot up so much that what we budgeted for, I mean, we deal with the budget, cannot meet the demands of our people, because that is the budget. You know, we will do our best to get to our farmers the inputs, but it may not be in the quantities as we used to.
Okay.
Do.
So what are we currently doing? Are we still subsidizing?
Yes.
Okay.
The PFJ continues. The Plan for Food and Jobs continues. Once it's continuing, the subsidy will still prevail, and we will enroll more farmers onto the PFJ.
All right. So at this point, let me bring Dr. Lawrence Amoah in. Please tell us about the contribution of the fisheries sector in ensuring food security.
Yeah, thank you very much. When we talk about food security, we always talk about food security, not only the food, but the nutrition. So talk about food and nutrition security. In fact, you can't eat your kenke without fish, or your rice without fish.
Or even
if
eggs.
You try it, either you get berry, or you get kuduso. So fish is very, very important for that matter.
It is.
And for us to make sure that there's enough fish in the system, because our marine sector and then the inland sector, that's the rivers, are now losing their stocks. So we are promoting aquaculture or fish farming. We are doing the other version of planting for food and jobs. We call it aquaculture for food and jobs.
Okay.
Where in this case, we put the guys together, youth together, we grant them the necessary inputs, that's the holding facilities, the fingerlings, the feed. They'll put them together as a company for them to run as a business. In this case, the aim is to increase fish production and to create jobs for the guys along the food chain. And this is what we are planning to use to ensure that there's food security in the country. Actually, about 10% of the nation depends on fish for their livelihoods. And this is very important. I want to talk about nutrition. About 60% of protein is from fish source, which is very, very cheap. So we have to do everything within our system to make sure we maintain it. That's why the theme for this is very important for us. Consolidating the food systems in Ghana.
Absolutely.
Quite important for us.
All right. So that sets the
one fish, one human being.
That's
yes. In fact,
in
fact,
giving you another.
So sorry.
Yeah, in fact, the plan is that the aquatic food and jobs. The target is that
one fish,
one tilapia,
hey.
one person per day.
Oh, one tilapia, one person per day.
That's the target.
That's the target.
Nice. Let's look at the lineup just before we wrap up this conversation for the Farmers' Day celebration. How does it look like?
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, we're wrapping up this conversation, but we're talking about the National Farmers' Day celebration, the 37th National Farmers' Day. We understand it will be held in Cape Coast in the Central Region. Yeah. My guest in the studio, Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, Mr. Frimpong Addo, and Dr. Lawrence Amoah, Director, Inland Fisheries with the Fisheries Commission.
Yes, the program officially begins on Monday, 29th of November, and that is the opening ceremony of the National Agriculture Fair. At the same venue at the Saddle Park, Cape Coast. And we also do regional focus days. Every region will come. The first day is the Central, Eastern, Northern, Bono, Western. They will appear on the first day. Then the second day, Upper West, Greater Accra, Ashanti, Oti, Western, and Savannah. They will come on the second day. Then the third day, Upper East, Northeast, Ahafo, Bono East in Volta. The 4-day ADB Farmers Forum. We're going to have it over there in Cape Coast. Then award winners rehearsals also at the Adisade Park. And Friday, the climax, the Deba and awards ceremony. Our special guest of honor every year, of course, is His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And that we draw the curtains on. It's a whole 1 week.
Okay. So what are we giving out? Definitely not a cutlass, not Wellington boot, not radio.
No, there are several categories of awards.
The ultimates.
The ultimate is, I think, the house. Yeah. It's the $100,000 cash.
Oh.
Yeah. So you use it to do whatever you want. Initially, it was a house, but I think, thinking through it, maybe the person might have several houses, so why do you provide him? So just give that one.
All right.
There's a tractor, there are pickups, and this abubuya, you call it, several others.
Okay.
Wellington boots, yes, because in my village, my people need the Wellington boots.
And they still need the
They need
cutlass as well.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Well, thank you very much. I've been looking forward for us, together to go to the market. Because yes, we should go to the market.
We have to.
Because I still insist that food prices are high.
Oh, I will not dispute.
I want to come for your chats. Then we'll go to Malata together.
No, we will go. We will go to Malata, and I will take you to where I also bought my on his arms like this. Depending on the size, you see, you can get some at 25, you can get some at 40, but big ones. You see,
is it the plantain you're talking about?
No. We are talking that day. We talked about yam.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the yam. We have a
so I have a date with the Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture. We'll be moving from one market to the other just to check the prices.
We will do that.
But thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. Stay with us. It's still the Super Morning Show.